you guys, it's me, Delphaba, and welcome back to my channel at Shiz University. We are doing a video, as if you didn't know. And I know what you're asking. Why is she green?
Tamar, have you ever watched the show?
We are going to rank all of the Rusicals on the American franchise of RuPaul's Drag Race. Yes, bam. Okay, now this hat is anchored not so properly, and this look is sickening. However, I've lost some weight, and so it doesn't fit as properly in certain sections. So anyways, ignore that. But I want to let you know now. Please do not ever forget to compliment. Look at the material. Mama, look at the material. And as always, like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into this ranking of all the Rusicals of RuPaul's Drag Race. Okay, let's go. There are 18 Rusicals in the American franchise, and that includes some on All Stars, okay? So there's 18 total. So for me, Rusicals, there's not a huge criteria, but for me, I love a Rusical with a storyline, and it's not just you go, then you go, then you go, backup dance, then you go. I love a complete storyline. I love set pieces. I love props. I love all of that. So that to me is what's going to classify this as a good, amazing, or a terrible Rusical. So just putting that right from the gate. These are my opinions, right?
That's my opinion!
In at number 18, the worst Rusical of all time is Farmer Rusical from season 10. Was this the only season that got 2 Rusicals? That's unfair. That is unfair. But this is fair because it was the worst Rusical of life. Oh my God. Vixen won. Great. That was amazing. Okay? But everyone else, there was not enough material. Like, Mayhem was cute. Blair was cute. But like, I'm just like, girl, there were so many f-ups. So many girls didn't know the words, the moves, everything. I'm like, okay, did y'all get the script and then have to just go into it? Like, it was bad. Moving right along to number 17. This is season 13's social media, the Rusical, or the unauthorized Rusical Mama. Who even greenlit that? Who greenlit this? Oh, so funny. Who greenlit this? Who in World of Wonder said, let's do a musical about social media, but we're gonna make it cabaret-y, and we're gonna make it kind of like Broadway. The reason why in general this Rusical just is terrible, I think is the main thing. Again, it's just like the Farmer Rusical where like, there were no moments. There were so many bad performances in this Rusical. I want to say there was maybe three, not even shining stars. 3 people that did what they had to do. It was just terrible. I know that when they wrote this, I know the girls thought, oh, we did that, mama. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You thought you ate that? And you did nothing of the sort. Moving right along to season 7. This is going to be the Glamazon Airways. Yes, ma'am. Now, I personally love season 7, but I had to be unbiased and say that this was just not the one, especially when it comes to Rusicals. I think it was a cool episode. I think it was a fine episode. This was some of the whitest stuff I've ever seen. And not in Ginger's group. Ginger's group was great, except for a couple. But that was Caucasian Airways, mama. That was, woo! That was bad. I just don't think that they really truly casted everyone the correct way, if you know what I mean. And so it's just like, there's iconic moments to me, but it's like very far in between. Cause to me, even the scat moment, I was like, ooh, this is gonna be fun. And it was kind of just like, okay, we're moving right along. This is season 9's Kardashian, the Rusical. Kimberly Kardashian! Honestly, the only thing I remember about this Rusical is Shea Coulee. No tea, no green tea. Shea Coulee dominated the Rusical. I think Alexis Michelle was fine as well. But there were so many dim lights. Like, the 3 Kardashians? What the was that? What the was that? Like, You're the star. You're the star of the Rusical. And it was just, woo, mama, it was bad. Moving right along to number 14 on this ranking of Rusicals. It is, again, from season 10, and this is the Cher Rusical. Loved that this was the only Rusical that they had to sing live. I would have been pissed. I would have been so mad. I would have been so angry if you literally had to sing live. And the only one that, actually a couple had decent voices, but Cracker got it easy because she had the vocoder, okay? She was gonna sound fine, even if she sounded terrible, what she did. Season 10 was not the seasons for Rusicals, okay? And again, it was one of those things where I just hate Rusicals that are just like, I'm coming out. Okay, you're next. Especially if there was zero storyline. I get it that it was a part of her career. The segues were not there. Mama, the big, what is it? Something that is stupid. No regrets, damn it. And this had so much potential. This is literally how you win any challenge. If you notice, anyone that portrays Cher on RuPaul's Drag Race, they're gonna live for. This just had a lot of potential and it went nowhere. So next up is number 13 on this list, and this is going to the original Rusical from season 6. Please nobody fight me. Please no one fight me in the comments. I get it. It is the original. There's a lot of love behind it. But there are so many more options now, okay? I love this Rusical. I really do. And I love it because it's my favorite season, and it was the first Rusical. But I have to look at it as a whole, okay? As a whole. Not a lot of standout performances, not a lot. I also, to this day, do not understand how Adore Delano did not win. I don't. Courtney, I love you. I think you are sickening, stunning, amazing person of life. I just don't understand. I was just like, literally Adore from the jump to like the voice, everything. I love the big blonde hair. Anyways, it was fun. I was very mad that there was a big girl role and a big girl did not do the big girl role. And the way that it was padded, it was bad. I get it, drag is satire, but at the same time, I was just like, what is this, April? Like, ugh. So in at number 12, this is all the way from All-Star Season 3. This is Divas Live. Y'all, I am so glad. Can I just tell y'all, I am so glad that they just had the girls do it. They had the girls do it, they had the girls dance, all that stuff. It wasn't like, I'm gonna perform in the middle and have dancers. It wasn't just that. They incorporated all the girls. I think every single number had at least 2 girls in the number, some had 4. I loved it. I love with the interactions. Now, I do think there was a little bit of riggery in this Rusical. Because how can you justify the fact that like, not everyone had a gag? The thing about RuPaul and RuPaul's Drag Race, they love to laugh. Okay, so I feel like if you're gonna have a gag in one, I feel like you should have one little gag in all. You know what I mean? Because there were just some that were just like, okay, cute. There were some that were laugh out loud. There were some that had big moments, small moments. Girl, but I love this so much. Oh my God, I love it so much. I do think everyone was casted correctly. I don't think that they got to pick their choices. Obviously, Ru got to pick their choices for them. So next up, number 12 on this ranking of Rusicals, it is season 8, bitch. Perfect. Now, they could have been higher if it was called Witch Perfect. I was a fan of Pitch Perfect. I was. I rewatched them now and I'm like, ooh, not so much. You know, times have changed. Love this Rusical. There was no denying that Chi Chi DeVayne was the winner of this Rusical. No denying. I just think there was a lot of like weird spots. I felt like the bad bitches, they had all of the material. And then the good girls, it was like the only thing that was funny was like Robbie Turner, which I've never said in my life. The only thing that was funny was Robbie Turner because the low, but I felt like literally it was not leveled. It was like all of the good was on the bad and all the bad was on the good. Now we're moving up to the top 10 Rusicals of all time on the American franchise of RuPaul's Drag Race, according to me. And at number 10, this is Rosemary's Baby Shower from All-Star Season 9. Okay, love the set, love the storyline, love the concept, love the girls. I think the reason why it's not higher on my ranking is because I just don't think cohesively, everyone was in on it. You know what I mean? I felt like they were horror movie icons. Horror movie icons. And I truly felt like the only one that really, really, really got the vibe was Roxy. Now, hands down, Georges was a standout performer. Hands down. But I think that Roxy embodied what the creepiness and everything was. Like, she obviously had a little voguing part, you know, go out of character, that's fine. But for the most part, I'm like, this is horror. I just don't think the Rusical started getting momentum until all the horror characters came in. Because I was a little bored at the beginning of it, you know, with the first three. I was just like, okay, moving right along, and this is not planned, okay, moving right along. To number 9 on my list is Joan the Rusical from All Stars Season 8, okay? Yes, now, this is one of those ones. It's similar to Cher because it's like, this is her career. But I love that the girls stayed on stage. The girls were in choreography, the sets, the songs were sickening, okay? I mean, Lalaurie, down. Candy Muse, down. Love Jessica's. Honestly, I don't think there was a weak performance in this. I do think that certain girls showed up other girls, but I wouldn't say that there was like, oh girl, what was this? Okay? Because I feel like everyone had a moment. Everyone had a little like kitschy ya moment. Moving right along, this is number 8 on the list of rankings of Rusicals. This is season 16, The Sound of Rusic, okay? I enjoy this Rusical. And do you want to know why I enjoy this Rusical? Because of Miss Plasma Marie Asma Safi. That's not her full name, but that's what I call her. And I just made it up, so I don't know if she knows that I call her that, but I call her that. She was a standout. Mama, when I tell you every scene she was in, captivating. Her songs, like, no tea. I can't remember because I didn't watch this season in real time. I just watched the lip syncs. Did she fight for this role? Did someone else want this role? Because why would someone just give her this role? I want to know if she fought for it. And I want to know if the girls were like, no, I want that role too. You hear the song and the Rusical before you pick your roles. You don't just see a script and pick your role. You like hear the track, you hear what's going on. So you're like, ooh, this sounds fun. That sounds fun, right? When you heard that she was in the whole entire thing and her music was sickening, did you not fight for it? I want to know. I'm probably rambling and someone did fight for it, but Mama, Plasma did that. She was everything. She was everything. I love Rusicals that are based on musicals or a movie, a TV show, something that already has the backbone. You know, I also love original stuff too, but I just feel like as someone who is not a huge avid musical watcher, seeing a Rusical that is based off of a musical, it makes me want to go watch it. I've only seen Sound of Music a couple times, but after seeing this Rusical, I was like, oh, I should rewatch it. And it's actually pretty sickening. But anyways, all right, you guys, moving on to number 7. This is all the way from All Star Season 6. This is the Super Bowl halftime show. Yes, I consider this a Rusical. I really do, because there are components of everything. It's not a girl group. It's components of a Rusical, so that's why I put it here. Trinity K. Bonet should have won that Rusical. Let's talk about it. Let's wake it up, okay? Beyonce, down. What did you do successfully? That, Trinity. Not saying Jan didn't deserve it. I was just like, Trinity is gonna kill this, and murdered it, and did, and ate it up, and should have won. But anyways, moving on. Love this Rusical. There was not a lot to it. I love the concept. Like, this is kind of one of those moments where you don't have to really worry about a ton of other girls. Like, obviously, they're at the beginning, and there's little transitions, and they come in at the end. But for the most part, you just have to really focus on your character and delivering it that way, if that makes sense. Now, the thing about Rusicals is there's really no like cut and dry point of a Rusical, because we've seen live singing, we've seen them singing, we've seen original tracks. I always wonder, like, why isn't it always consistent? I mean, that's Drag Race. I love that they keep them on their toes. But this is one of those ones, I do think it would have taken it to another level, because it's All Stars, it would have taken it to another level of difficulty if they had to sing it live, because it's the Super Bowl. Did anyone else get that? Was anyone else like watching this and being like, I wish they would have just sang live? Out of all the musicals, this should have been the one that was sang live because it's a Super Bowl. Moving on to number 6, all the way from season 11. This is The Orange Idiot, the musical. That's what I'm renaming it because that's what it is. Okay, now, I am the type of person, I am unbiased when it comes to stuff like this. I thoroughly enjoyed this musical. I really did. I think that the lead was miscast. All tea, no shade. I think the lead was miscast. But everyone else, sickening. I also love that it was satire. I love that we were making fun of everyone that doesn't want us around. First of all, every girl had a moment to shine. And that's what I loved about this musical. I love little Silky's little moment as Oprah. I thought it was sickening. And I'm sorry, Raja as Omarosa was sickening. I don't know what the judges were smoking. I'm sure it was green. I need to stop. But anyways, I love this musical. I really do. Hate the concept and the title, but I love the satire of making fun of that idiot. You know what I mean? We are in the top 5 of the best musicals of all time, according to moi. Now, in at number 5 is the most recent musical of Rupauls Drag Race. This is The Wicked Wiz of Oz. Okay, y'all can say whatever the you want to say about season 17, okay? You could talk about their lip syncs, because I know I have. You could talk about this and you could talk about that. They did the mother thing with this musical. It encompassed everything that I love about a musical. Clear storyline, familiarity, great performances. There was like a couple like not so great performances, but for the most part, everyone did amazing. And it is based on my favorite movie of all time. Well, technically it's based on like 3 or 4 things, but it's based on my favorite movie of all time. I'm not being unbiased, okay? Now, I know some comments said this is the best musical. I think the not, okay? I think it's one of, absolutely, because it's top 5 on my list, baby. I loved every single character. I wish there was more of Anya. That's my only qualm. The fact that these girls just continue to let Anya serve is quite crazy. Are y'all scared of her or y'all just don't think she's a threat? Because she's been winning and excelling at everything. Look at the track record, baby. The music was amazing. The dancing, the fact that they had to learn all of that is wild. I love the ending little green production. Oh my God, it was just everything. And I could tell the judges were into it. The crowd was into it. The girls looked amazing. The girls looked so fucking good. I think everyone was casted pretty correctly, and that's what I also love about a musical is when everyone's like, okay, everyone has like a moment. Moving right along to number 4 on this list, this is History of the World from All Stars Season 2. First of all, the cast is iconic, okay? So I feel like the cast is iconic, so I feel like it inherently elevates the level of sickeningness of this musical. The only thing about this musical, they set Katya up. That's the only thing about this musical. I don't think they like set Katya up. I just think that there was nothing about Katya's song that was like work. It was just like, fine. You know, she obviously had the most modern like diva, but I don't know. I love that all of the queens were encompassed the entire time. They were there. See, that's what I love. It was a clear storyline. It's going through the history. We are down to the top 3. Now, I'm gonna say something that I don't think is too controversial. I think, in my opinion, because I've seen some lists of musicals and stuff, and I think these 3 are pretty much the 3 that people really, really like. I don't think these 3 are ever low on the list. I could be wrong. Fact check me in the comments below. But I just think these 3 musicals are iconic, clear story, greatly cast. I just love them, you know. And I'm not being unbiased. I really truly think that these 3 are the top 3 of the entire thing. Now, number 3, it may be a little controversial because I feel like a lot of people are gonna come for me, but again, this is just my opinion. And at number 3, the best musical of all time is Madonna the Musical of season 12. Do not come for me, do not come for me! It's another one of those ones where the storyline is great. The storyline is cut and paste. It is going through her history, okay? I just don't think that every single girl had a moment to shine. I don't think that, like, even though girls were pretty much just like, you go, you go, you go, which I'm not a huge fan of. I love when, like, there's multiple girls on stage. I love that about Rusicals because it's a clear storyline and it's a Rusical. That being said, I loved almost every single girl in this musical. I do think that it was one of those ones where I do think that Madonna is just beloved. So inherently, we just love them to death. I don't think there was a weak performance in this Rusical. I just don't think that every single person had a chance to stand out. I hope I'm not contradicting myself. I just don't think everyone had a moment of like, oh, work. But I feel like everyone was pretty much greatly casted. Moving right along to number 2, Rusicals of all time. And I know people are gonna look at me and be like, girl, what the f? It is from my season 14, Moulin Rouge, okay? Yes. Do I think we had one of the best Rusicals of all time? Absolutely. There was not one weak area in our Rusical. Familiarity, there were sets, there were costumes, there were interactions, it was a full story. I loved it. I do think that there were certain things, and this is not on us, okay? We were styled for this Rusical. The only thing that we weren't styled on is our wigs. Our wigs were not provided. Angeria wore my purple wig. I think my wig was Bosco's. But I think styling, the way that they styled Bosco hindered her because she was great in the Rusical. It just hindered her. Her performance was great. Again, no weak links. Everyone had a little moment to shine. Obviously, the quartet, the little 4 Moulin Rouge girls were sickening. The Green Fairy, obviously Cam getting murdered and killed all of us. But I will say this. Those judges were smoking because I should have been at the top. I clearly had a chance to win this Rusical. But because you didn't like my dress, I'm in the... Girl! I love World of Wonder, but what were y'all smoking? Okay? Because I killed it. My rap was everything, okay? Because I treat men like the dogs they are.
I treat men like the dogs they are, and if they try to bite me, tie them up in the yard.
Let's move on to the number 1 Rusical of all time, okay? They beat us by 1 season, but that is season 15, Wig Loose. Let me tell you why, because I think people do like this Rusical. I think people love this Rusical. This Rusical was of the time, perfectly timed. It was politically correct. It was politically incorrect. It had great features. It had great moments, great cast, great music, great storyline, familiarity. It was everything I loved in a Rusical. I think what this Rusical did was tell and show people that drag is not a crime. That drag is for everyone. Drag is just performative. Drag is an escape for everyone. This is one of those ones, I feel like I'm getting a little bit emotional, not like crying emotional, but it's one of those Rusicals that means so much to our community. And I think honestly, I think this is what made it number 1 because I would have easily put ours number 1. But the fact that this was just perfectly timed, it was everything we've been wanting to say to these conservative idiots, to the freaking presidents, to the freaking governors. This is everything we've been wanting to say. And this is a way, and this is how art happens. We don't just scream into the rooftop, respect us, we are not. This is what we do. We perform it. We advocate for it. We show the world that drag is amazing. Drag, like there's so many people that rely on drag. Financially, spiritually, emotionally, there's so many things. And that's why I think this Rusical is so amazing. It is so good. It clearly won them the Emmy, deservedly so. Well, you guys, that was my ranking of all of the Rusicals of RuPaul's Drag Race, the American franchise. As always, comment below. Do you guys agree, disagree? Rank them in the comments below. You guys, y'all know I am always in the comments responding to y'all because I appreciate and love you guys. So comment below any ideas for the channel. What are you loving? What are you not loving? What do you want to see more of? Don't say what you want to see less of because that's kind of rude as always. Keep it respectful because I am respectful to you guys. And as always, you guys, follow me on all my social media and I will see you in my next video. Bye.